In agricultural regions across many parts of the world, wild boars have become a serious concern. These animals emerge from forested areas under the cover of darkness, foraging for food and often damaging crops in the process. With powerful tusks and remarkable strength, they can uproot soil, destroy irrigation systems, and devastate entire harvests in a single night, causing extensive economic losses for farmers. To address this growing issue, wildlife management teams conduct coordinated operations during the night, aiming to prevent further destruction. As the moon rises and darkness settles over the fields, teams position themselves strategically, surrounding areas where wild boars are known to roam. Their goal is to protect farmland and restore balance to the local environment. Using infrared equipment and motion sensors, the teams monitor activity. When a boar is detected, a well-timed humane shot is taken to quickly end the animal's movement without prolonged suffering. These operations are highly coordinated, with each member playing a role in ensuring that wild boar populations are managed efficiently and ethically. At one location, a group of wild boars began to gather at the field's edge. Upon detection, the team responded swiftly. Shots were carefully executed, resulting in the removal of two of the largest individuals, helping reduce the herd's impact. The remaining animals quickly dispersed into the forest, triggering a follow-up operation guided by GPS tracking and binocular surveillance. Once the new location was identified, the team moved in. Multiple boars were observed feeding, and another precise response followed, halting further destruction. By the end of the night, the field had been secured from immediate threat, offering temporary relief to local farmers. These efforts become even more demanding in winter. In snow-covered forests, teams face freezing temperatures and harsh terrain. Despite the difficulty, operations continue, as wild boars are known to forage through snow to reach vegetation beneath. In one such operation, a large boar was spotted emerging from the underbrush. A quick, ethical response neutralized the threat before it could vanish again into the thickets. Tracking in these conditions requires skill and patience. Hunters follow subtle signs such as broken branches and tracks in the snow. After sustained effort, individuals that separate from the herd can be located and managed to prevent further ecological imbalance. In another part of the forest, boars were found hiding beneath snow-laden branches. Carefully positioned and calculated shots were used to ensure effective and responsible outcomes. These animals are not targeted without reason. Each decision is guided by principles of ecological conservation and population control. Wild boars, when exceeding sustainable population levels, pose a significant challenge to both ecosystems and human settlements. Their feeding habits can strip vegetation, damage young tree roots, compact soil, and contribute to erosion. As natural predators diminish and boar numbers grow unchecked, managing their population becomes essential for preserving biodiversity and ensuring agricultural stability. These nighttime efforts are not recreational activities. They are part of broader wildlife and land management strategies. In some regions, trained teams use dogs to help locate targets, improving the precision and efficiency of operations. Each movement, from the sound of rustling leaves to the appearance of a single boar, is carefully observed and responded to within strict safety and ethical guidelines. Even in challenging conditions such as rainfall, the operations continue. Teams remain in position, waiting for the optimal moment when wild boars return to their shelters. Every action taken is part of a measured, science-based response aimed at restoring harmony between wildlife and human livelihoods. In regions where wild boar populations have increased rapidly, organized wildlife management operations are carried out to prevent agricultural damage and maintain ecological balance. These efforts often take place deep within forested areas, where teams monitor known movement routes during periods of high animal activity. As anticipated during one such operation, a group of wild boars emerged and moved swiftly in a coordinated formation. When they approached the designated range, trained personnel initiated a controlled response. The leading animal was neutralized, prompting the remaining individuals to retreat into the forest. Shortly after a brief weather delay, the operation resumed. Within minutes, tracking dogs signaled the presence of another wild boar hiding in nearby underbrush. One of the animals attempted to charge, and a prompt and precise response followed. The situation was resolved quickly, with no prolonged distress to the animal. Specialized hunting dogs were then guided to locate the animal's position further downhill. The outcome reflected a clean and efficient effort to prevent unnecessary harm while fulfilling the broader purpose of population management. The operation continued under full daylight as the group advanced further into the dense forest. At one point, another herd crossed the trail under surveillance. A coordinated reaction followed, and several wild boars were intercepted before they could disperse. The atmosphere reflected a sense of focused determination rather than celebration, as each step was part of a larger ecological goal. As the sun began to set, final efforts were made to track any remaining individuals. The echo of distant activity through the trees signaled another brief encounter. Although one target momentarily escaped, coordinated communication between field teams ensured a swift and decisive follow-up. Field operations like these are also linked to local culinary traditions. In some parts of Europe, wild boar meat plays an important role in regional cuisine, such as the preparation of daubé Saint-Lieu, a slow-cooked red wine stew. Acquiring meat directly from the wild is considered by some to ensure freshness and quality, though it requires extensive training, licensing, and regulatory oversight. On one particular morning, teams began moving quietly into the forest, guided by a thin veil of mist and the calls of experienced tracking dogs. Once the scent trail was picked up, the operation accelerated. The first boar was quickly located and humanely dispatched. However, a second group of wild boars emerged shortly after, prompting another immediate response. The controlled actions ensured that no undue suffering occurred, and safety protocols remained a top priority. Within minutes, multiple animals were accounted for. As the forest settled again, the rustling of leaves ahead signaled continued movement. Field staff remained alert, responding with measured and effective action as new animals appeared. Throughout the process, each step was cautious and deliberate, respecting both the environment and the animals involved. Sound cues continued to guide the team. One more boar was seen moving across a nearby path, prompting a carefully timed response. Thanks to prior coordination and calm decision-making, the outcome was again swift and effective. By midday, the group paused briefly to assess the progress. Even during moments of rest, situational awareness remained high. The dogs, ever alert, detected another wild boar hidden deeper within the forest and skillfully directed it toward a suitable location for interception. Such operations are not undertaken lightly. They require experience, ecological understanding, proper authorization, and a focus on ethical wildlife control. The goal is not only to protect farmland, but also to contribute to long-term sustainability by preventing overpopulation and habitat degradation. Wild boars, driven by instinct and survival, often find themselves face-to-face with highly skilled predators. In certain cases, hunters no longer require large groups to track them. Splitting into smaller teams allows for more efficient coverage of the terrain. Each member takes up a designated position, scanning the landscape for any sign of movement. Suddenly, from deep within the foliage, a herd of wild boars bursts forward without warning. In such moments, decisions must be made in an instant. A well-timed volley of shots brings one of the animals down, illustrating the unpredictable and intense nature of wild boar encounters. Elsewhere, another hunter remains engaged in a close-range standoff with several wild boars that had just charged from the shadows. Wild boar hunting not only serves as a traditional method of sourcing natural protein, but also plays a critical role in population control, preventing these animals from destroying crops or attacking livestock. Ethical hunting practices, including adherence to conservation laws and regional regulations, remain a top priority during every operation. In a rural village in Turkey, a persistent wild boar problem had escalated, with local residents reporting repeated crop damage and nighttime livestock disturbances over several weeks. Traditional deterrents had failed, prompting collaboration between local hunters and the community. Together, they launched a coordinated effort to restore balance. During the first ambush, dark silhouettes began to emerge cautiously through the underbrush. Startled by initial gunfire, One boar attempted to flee but was soon stopped after a few well-placed shots. The group quickly repositioned, adjusting scopes and tactics in response to the herd's unpredictable movement across uneven terrain. Long-distance shots proved challenging, but several targets were successfully brought down through careful aim and timing. Shortly thereafter, another boar appeared from the brush. A quick and accurate shot neutralized the threat immediately. Nearby, yet another animal made a rapid escape attempt, but was intercepted by a second hunter positioned further along the trail. In the same moment, another member of the team successfully downed a second boar. As the barking of trained hunting dogs intensified, another boar was flushed from hiding. Unlike the others, this one proved especially agile, weaving through tight gaps in the underbrush. Despite continuous fire, it managed to evade capture and disappear into the forest. The moment served as a reminder that even in a well-coordinated hunt, success is never guaranteed. Undeterred, the team advanced along rugged mountain paths, climbing steadily toward higher ground. From a ridge, a group of wild boars could be seen charging downhill. In response, the hunters fanned out and blocked potential escape routes. When the animals emerged from the tree line, gunfire rang out. 2 boars were brought down immediately, a result of precise timing and coordinated strategy. Despite the success, the hunters remained cautious, aware that more boars could still be hiding nearby. The pursuit continued, driven by the goal of managing local wildlife populations responsibly, while preserving the balance between nature and agriculture.